Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? It has been a little while since I did one of these videos, and this is going to be a things that I've finished video. Hopefully I'm kind of in the center. I moved the camera over a little bit so I could get it a little farther back so you could maybe see stuff better. Because when you're so close, if I hold it too far down, you can't see it anyway. So, yeah. So it's been like a month, which is crazy. It's just been hard to find time to film and that sort of thing. So I have quite a bit of stuff, not like, a crazy amount more than I usually do, which is weird since it's been so much longer, but, let's see. I have like my little bucket right here full of stuff. Some of it I've already taken pictures of and put on my Etsy store. Some of it I've not. So I'm not really sure. I might have to look because it's been so long. I've been saving it in this bucket. I can't remember what I've already photographed. But I'll get right into it. My first thing is I attempted another little amigurumi guy. Here he is. He's supposed to be a giraffe. You can tell by the long neck. And, he turned out kind of cute. I still think he's cute, but his nose didn't turn out. I followed the pattern, but his nose is not as long as I think it's supposed to be. But here's his little antlers, his ears, his little feet, and he sits like this. So, he's just for me. He didn't turn out, good enough for where I think I would put him, on my store or anything. But I think he's cute. I just set him up on my shelf. It's almost like his neck's... Well, his neck's not too long, but I don't think I put enough fluff in it because he's a little head heavy, see? Like this. But, yeah, so he's just made out of red heart yarn in the color carrot. But, yeah, so I think he's cute. He's just didn't turn out looking exactly like the picture. But still cute, so that's what matters. Let me see. I gotta get stuff out of my bucket here. Lots of stuff in here. So I made a scarf. I've actually made a scarf and a hat and a headband out of the same colors. I hope the colors turn out good. I'm in front of my window, so hopefully the light's pretty good. This I just made out of, it's a scarf. It's just a double crochet scarf. Actually, let me put it out like this. It's a double crochet and then quadruple crochet or treble, like the long one. And what I do is do a row and then a row of the long ones, and then I did normal changed color, another normal double crochet row, and then another row of treble. And just to make it an airy pattern here with this. And this is just some of the orange scraps from the giraffe, basically. And I thought it looked really pretty with this black. It's kind of Halloween-y looking. So I made a scarf. And this is kind of a thin scarf, but it's longer, so I kind of change it up. I like my scarves to be thick and chunky, but not everybody likes the extra thick scarves, so yeah. Then I made a hat, and this is just one of my, the pattern I always use. This is the Better Late Than Never beanie. It's in the same colors. It's just an adult hat. Actually, I made it a little smaller because I figured this is kind of a kid's, like a teen type. We have a high school near me that has these colors. These are their colors. So I kind of went ahead and made it a little, not quite as long and a little smaller because I figured if I was going to sell it locally, then I would probably be selling it to a high school kid. So yeah. So it's just the Better Late Than Never beanie again. And then this was the very last of the yarn. I made a headband with the same colors, black and orange. And I think it's always interesting, the difference. You can really see it on the Addy machine, the difference in the thicknesses of yarn. These are both, this is a Caron 1 pound and this is Red Heart. And you can see the difference in how thick the yarn is because it goes in like this. So I think that's always interesting. Apparently the Caron 1 pound's thicker than the Red Heart yarn. So something to know. And I don't know if all colors are thicker, if it's just the black, so not real sure, if it's like a general rule or what on that one. And I've got a whole bunch of washcloths that I've been making. I had one of those bundles of yarn that I bought from somebody had a whole bunch of cotton yarn in it. So I've been making just washcloths as fun. It's a fun, quick project. And all of them I think that I will show you, unless I tell you different, are the same pattern. And so here's one of them. Basically it is a granny square, but it's a closed granny square. So instead of skipping, you know, instead of it being like this in the middle all the way around, like all the way out, you double crochet in every stitch. So it makes it kind of a more closed, better for a washcloth, I think. And this one is just some scraps I had of orange in the middle, and then white, and then some variegated that has orange on the outside. This one is green and a variegated. This one's fun. I like this one. Some of these are the ones that are already up on my Etsy page, because I could take pictures of these inside. It's been really rainy and gross outside the last few days. So this is the same yarn, just in an opposite. And this is that variegated that was around the last one, and then the green that was the main color of the last one. I need to wash these just to soften them up a little bit. Some of them are very soft and some of them are a little bit stiffer because they're just different kinds of cotton yarn. This one is just like a blue denim-y color, and white, and then I did the denim color again. Now on most of these, what I do is I do 6 rows and then a row of single crochet across the top to kind of tie it together. On some of them, like this one, I did 5 rows and then an additional, the 6th row is in the alternate color. It just kind of depended on how much yarn I had left. So yeah, so that's what you'll notice. It's just a very basic pattern, and it's not one that I found online anywhere. What I did was I just looked up solid granny square, and just kind of worked up a... Sorry, the washing machine clicked off and the dogs think somebody's breaking in the house. But I just kind of worked it up till it was about the size that I thought a good washcloth would be, and then yeah, so that's my, there's no like actual pattern for it. So it's just, like I said, a closed granny square for 6 rows and then 1 row of single crochet border. And this one's just white and orange. I like the white ones, but with me, washcloths that are white tend to get really dirty, you know, because you wash your face and you had makeup on. So I like to use white as the border color. That's what this one is, that denim color and white border. What I do is I've been kind of working these in between other things that I've been working. So when I'm getting tired of like working on some big thing, I'll do a few of these and use up my scraps of them. This one's a cool color. I have several of these in this color scheme, so let me get them kind of together here. There's 3 that look like this, and they're like a variegated brown, orange, peach, and cream and white, and they're very pretty. This color is very pretty. I like this. And then a single of orange across the top, and I made 3. I had enough that I could make 3 in that color. And then what I used the leftover of the variegated for was I made 4 in big orange. This is not really orange. It's more like a peach color, peachy orange. So I made 4 in that color with the variegated border. And I think what's neat is that they all match, but because the yarn on the border is variegated, each one looks slightly different. Just because it was in a different point of the variegation. So I think that's kind of cool. And that yarn is softer. It's not a brand that had a yarn ball around it, a label. So I'm not quite sure what it kind of is, but it's a lot softer than the normal, you know, Lilies and Cream or Peaches and Cream. I'm not really sure the difference in those two. Walmart and Michael's, I guess, are the difference. But, so this is one for you to see kind of the difference. This is the open granny square. And this isn't one that I'd made a little while back. But it's just a plain granny square, and it's open. And you can see kind of the difference of, you think it would be a little, you know, I mean, either one of them are going to work nice on your skin to wash your face and that sort of thing. But this one's going to do a little bit better job holding your soap or whatever than this one will. So that's why I kind of switched over to this pattern, which I like a lot better. So this is another variegated, just purples and blues. I think it's really pretty with a white border. And the last two, I know y'all are probably tired of seeing these. The last two are the same. They're like a robin's egg blue with a white border. Same, they're both exactly the same. So, made a whole bunch of those, and I think all of, look at that. That's a lot, isn't it? All of these ones are on my Etsy page already with pictures taken and everything. So, and what I did was I did a couple of, because I didn't want to put like a listing for each one, because that would just be a lot of listings for a single washcloth. So what I did was I went in and made choices. Like I labeled them A, B, C, and D, and then I took pictures of them. So that's how I did that, just to avoid having, you know, this many single listings, because that would just be too much, redundant, and you know, that sort of thing. So all those are done, and they need to be washed, because like I said, I got some of them from you know, listings on Craigslist and stuff, and I wouldn't want to send anything like that out without washing it first, because I don't know what kind of home the yarn came from. So, you know, just, it didn't smell or anything. I just always like it to be clean and, you know, nice before I, you know, send anything out. It's just, you know, I don't want to send anything that's dirty or that smells weird or that has dog hair on it, because that happens sometimes. I did find a pattern, and I saved it to my Ravelry page, but I can't remember the exact name. And like everything, I kind of adjusted it a little bit for boot cuffs. And I made 2 of that pattern, and I'll show it to you. The white might be a little hard to see, but I did make another color. So it's basically front post single, let's see, I'm trying to think. I think it's front post either single or half double crochet down here, and then you do double crochet like shell type stitches up here. And like I said, the pattern, I saved it on my Ravelry, which is crocheting stitch, but I kind of altered it a little, so I'm not sure. You'd get the gist though if you use the pattern. So I did make 2 of those, of course, because you got 2 feet. So I thought those would be cute in little like dark brown boots or black boots. These are a similar pattern, but I kind of did a different thing with it. I only put the shell little stitches at the top, and this is a camel stitch bottom, and this is a double crochet down here, and then this is also double crochet on the top and a shell stitch above that. And what it would do is it would sit, I made this part a little tighter so it would sit in your boot like this and be fluffed up kind of around the cuff. So I thought that was really cute. And like I said, of course, there's 2 of those. And then I did just some, these are my first couple attempts. And these are bigger because I figured, okay, not everybody has the same size leg. So when I found a pattern, a couple of them I made larger because I have a large calf, and I, you know, would want to have available to me things that fit me. So I did make one that's rather large, but you could also scrunch it up inside your boot. You know, it would scrunch a little bit and also look cute if you kind of scrunched it up. But this one is just basically a trying to see what it was I did with this one. This one is worked flat and then seamed together, which the other ones were made in the round. So there's pluses and minuses about that. When you work in the round, you have I feel like I have a more accurate I can see better how big the finished product's going to be. When I seam it closed, it's for some visually for me, it's a little bit harder to like tell how large it's going to be, if that makes sense. So I will hold this one up closer. I don't know why, for the life of me, I can't remember exactly what pattern I used for this, but I do know that this one is like the ribbing on the outside, the edges. Oh, I know. These are single crochets. So there's like 5 on this side and 7 on this side or something like that. There's an odd number because this one side's supposed to be the top and one side's supposed to be the bottom. So there's an odd number, and then you go into these in the middle are like cluster stitches with, I think they're half doubles in the middle. I don't know why I can't remember, guys. I'll hold it close so you can maybe see what I did. I have no idea. I don't know why I have such a hard time remembering this one. I guess because it was a month ago, and you know, I don't write anything down, which is not necessarily a good thing. Last thing of boot cuffs. These are not a pattern you'll find on Ravelry or whatever, but really simple. I do know this one. I worked these in the flat and then seamed them together. These are made exactly like my arm warmers, but without, they're bigger because they'll go on your leg, and then without a hole for your thumb. So these are just front post double crochets to make that cute ridge. Is all these are, just over and over. And what I do is I work front post double crochet on one side. I'll go back as regular double crochet and then run front post on so that way your ribs are just on one side and not on the inside. So if you don't like the ribs, you can always turn it the other way, and it's doesn't have the ridges. The only ridge you'll have is where I seamed it together in the back, and you could always put that on the back of your leg. So I think those are cute, and that's in that gold marigold color that I had like a billion of, and I think I'm finally out of it, so you probably won't see any more in that color for quite a while. I made a baby hat with some scraps that I had, just white and blue. Just a little baby hat, just cute. Just some scraps. Better late than never beanie, of course. Then I made I didn't make a scarf to go with this guy for some reason. This is some more of that loops and threads type of yarn. It's the homespun version of at Michael's. It's basically Michael's homespun variety. So this is a hat. It's really soft and nice, but I really don't like working with this yarn. It's just kind of a pain. So, but it turns out a beautiful product, and I like the way it's kind of like all these are very floppy and droopy and nice, so I really like these. But I hate working with the yarn. So that's not all my finished stuff. I did bust out my stuff and make some stitch markers, so I'll show you those. I have already sold one of them, which was awesome. I was super excited, but that one's gone. So I'll show you the 3 ones that I have that I made recently. I don't know if there was more. No, it's just 3. So I made out of these just little cute little black beads here. I made some just simple ones, and then I found these really cute. Let me put them on my hands so you can see them. Those really cute ladybugs charms, and those have the lobster clasp, so they could work for anything really. I mean, knitting or a zipper pull, just anything. And then I found these beads at Michael's, and I thought these were just so pretty. They just appealed to me, and I paired them with the black beads that you saw and just made some stitch markers out of those. That's what those look like. And then I thought, these would make some cute earrings. So I made a couple earrings. Well, one pair of earrings, which is a couple. So that's what those are. They're just super cute. I just think they're Something about those little beads I just like. I think they look kind of Asian, but they're just really cute. I don't know. They just appeal to me. I am currently working on a couple more of these wash rags. And these just don't have their borders on them. I have a bunch of this pink, so I'm going to make... Basically, there's 2 there, and I'm working on a 3rd one. I just work on it as I get tired of working on the other stuff. So there's probably enough to make maybe 2 more here, and then I'll find a color that I want to border them and do that. And then I'm also working on a hat. This is just a scrap yarn hat, better late than never, pattern again, in this green color and this variegated. I used this to make a scarf for someone. I think a child. My mom asked me to make it, I think. So I had just a little bit left. So I thought I'd make a hat. And it's turning out, this is the outside, or not outside, this is the inside. So you can see my where I pull the yarn up from one row to the next. But I'll flip it inside out when I'm done, or right side out. But so that's what that's gonna look like. Oh, I think I already showed y'all this, so I'm not gonna show you. But so something that I don't know if this is, you know, common thing. I'm left-handed, so I do crochet oddly, which means it's hard for me to show anybody how to do it, which sucks because I've had people ask me, and I will teach somebody, but I do things weird. So when I work my hats, okay, when I work my hats, I do work with my left hand around, so I do around. They're inside out. Everything I work in the round is inside out, and I have to flip it. And I don't know, I don't have a lot of people around here that crochet, so I don't know if that's normal or if that's me being left-handed and weird, but it's always inside out. I don't know, but it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. I just flip everything that I make in the round over anyway, so it's okay. But I just thought that was an interesting point, and I don't know if that's like the normal way that stuff happens when you crochet, is that it's inside out and then you have to flip it, or if that's a special me thing. I think that's all my works in progress and all that. It's just those couple of scrap type projects. I don't have anything like big going on. I finished, my last thing that I finished was my little Draffy man. So he took several days for me to finish, and when my hand would get tired of making, because this is single crochet all the way, it's a lot of single crochets. So when I would get tired, or my hand would get tired of working on this, I would do I would work on something small and scrappy, like a washcloth. So he did take a little while, and he's not perfect, but I think it's super cute. So eventually, if I ever get my bookshelves on the wall that's over here, if my dad will ever build them, I'm going to put him up there, you know, so everybody can see it when it comes in. I think that's it. I've made a little bit of change to my setup. If you can see it, I don't know if the camera's far enough back, but I did add a shelf above my door, and it's got some scraps in it and my mannequin heads that I take pictures with. So, I don't know if you can see it if the camera's not high enough up, or if you can just see the bottom of it, but that's what that is. And basically it's a big old mess. I'm off today and tomorrow, so I'm going to try to clean up my little area room over here. I've just made a hot mess. Next week there is a Middle Tennessee Fiber Festival that's going on, so I'm going to go to that. And I'm not sure if I'll buy anything at this one. I've never been to it before, but if I do, I'll show you guys. And if I have any pictures, I'll see if I can figure out how to put them into my video. But yeah, so I think that's it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it will not be a month before the next one. And again, like always, if you'd like to see any pictures, just check out my Etsy page. It's Crocheting Stitch. And you can find me on Instagram as also Crocheting Stitch. I do take pictures a lot of times of the stuff I'm working on, or just kind of stuff in my life, like the cat or the dogs, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.